Good morning, students. How are you? How do you do? I hope that you are safe at home. Be home and be safe. Don't come out of the house. Wherever you go, you must wear mask. Without mask, do not go out. Okay? Yes, my name is Abednego, Faculty of Social Studies, Mandatory English Medium School, LRPET. Yes, I'm very happy to meet you through this online classes. Of course, now we are going to discuss about lessons that is called as the atmosphere. Okay? Yes. Be carefully follow, be carefully listen, concentrate on the lesson only. Okay, students? Atmosphere. The scientist told about the Earth. Already in your previous class, 6th and 7th, you learned about the Earth. Earth is a spherical in shape. Already you know very well about it. But scientists told the important layers of the Earth. So according to scientists, the Earth have four realms of the four realms. That is called as lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and atmosphere. Once again, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere, and atmosphere. Of course, you may learn about other three, but now we are going to discuss about atmosphere only. So, what is called atmosphere? And how many kilometers of height atmosphere is there? Yes, according to the scientists, up to 400 kilometers of the height is atmosphere is there. So, what is called atmosphere? Atmosphere means the air surrounded the Earth is called as atmosphere. The air surrounded the Earth is called as the atmosphere. Yes, generally, the scientists told about atmosphere. Atmosphere is called as a sea of gases. Why? The different kinds of gases are there in the atmosphere. That is called as oxygen, carbon dioxide, monoxide, and other gases are also available in the atmosphere. So it is called as the atmosphere is called as the sea of gases. That is, the word atmosphere is derived from a Greek word atmos. It means vapor. So now I can draw the structure of the atmosphere on the blackboard. Be carefully concentrate on the lesson. Okay, it's all right. Atmosphere. Yes, atmosphere is divided into broadly two important layers. That is called as homosphere and heterosphere. Yes, heterosphere. Again, generally the homosphere is up to 19 kilometers of height. This is above 90 kilometers of height. Once again, the atmosphere is broadly divided into two important layers, homosphere and heterosphere. Once again, the homosphere is also divided into three layers. That is called the troposphere. Second one, stratosphere, and mesosphere. Mesosphere. Once again, this is also divided into two layers. That is called as the thermosphere. Thermosphere and exosphere. Okay, once again, this is atmosphere, structure of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is broadly divided into two important layers. That is called the homosphere and the heterosphere. Listen, the atmosphere, how many kilometers of height the atmosphere available? Listen, this is the atmosphere is 8 kilometers to 18 kilometers. This is 18 to 50 kilometers. This is 50 to 80 kilometers of height in this layer. Again, thermosphere 80 to 400 kilometers Exosphere about 400 kilometers. Okay, once again, look at the black hole. Troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. Stratosphere divided into two important layers is called as a thermosphere and the exosphere. So this is the height. Now we can discuss about what is importance of each layer. Listen, troposphere is called as the first layer of the atmosphere. The troposphere is also called as the densest part of atmosphere. Why? It is protect. It is like an umbrella. The troposphere is protected from sun rays and other harmful rays like UV rays and radio waves and other harmful rays from the sun. So it is very, very important. The most important thing is called as oxygen is available in this layer only. Why? Without oxygen, we can't live. So the troposphere is very important. And also one more thing, in the first layer, there is no clouds are there, only rainfall is there. So this is the most important layer of the atmosphere. This is the first layer of the atmosphere only. The second important layer is called as stratosphere. One more thing, listen, in the troposphere, all the changes took place, either climate and weather changes took place in this layer only because no clouds are, there. So, listen, once again, this is very, very important layer. All the changes took place in this layer. It is called as a normal lapse rate. Normal lapse rate is there. This is called as troposphere. Oxygen is available and also other gas is also available in this layer. This is called as a normal lapse rate. Any doubt? Understand? Okay. The second important thing is called as stratosphere. This is also the height of 18 kilometers up to 50 kilometers of height is called as a stratosphere. Just in the stratosphere, while we are crossed beyond 50 kilometers, there is no clouds are there. So, in the second layer of the stratosphere, aeroplanes and helicopters are travel in this layer only. Most important layer is called stratosphere. There is no clouds are there. It becomes 50. Yes, it is a high figure. While we are going up into the stratosphere, the temperature also increase. But one more change is done in the atmosphere. While we are going to atmosphere, the temperature will be decreased. And according to the scientists, in the atmosphere, while we are going up into the atmosphere, for every 165 meters, 1 degree Celsius will be decreased. For every 1,000 meters, 6 degrees will be decreased. Not like this in this stratosphere. So while we are going up into the atmosphere, the temperature is also increased along with height. That is the most important point of the stratosphere. Not like that troposphere. In the troposphere, while we are going up, the temperature will be decreased. It is increased. There is a variation difference between troposphere and stratosphere. Next one, mesosphere. Yes, mesosphere is also it is third layer of the atmosphere. It is also most important. Yes, it is height about 50 kilometers to and 80 kilometers are there. Yes, sir. In this layer, while we are going up, automatically the temperature is also decreased. Here, temperature decrease. Here, temperature increase. Here, again, temperature increases. So, the most important layer of the mesosphere is liquids are available. Liquids. And this is called, in Telugu, it is called Kalu. That it is a rock like, it will fall from the clouds, but it may not reach the earth. While these meteorites reach the earth, before this earth, it may fall. That is called as meteorite is there. So this is called mesosphere. Importance. Once again, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. These are important layer of the thermosphere. And again, thermosphere. It is the most important layer. Listen, the height of the thermosphere is 80 kilometers to 400 kilometers of height. 80 kilometers to 400 kilometers of height. That in this layer, in this thermosphere up to 80 to 400 kilometers. In this layer, satellites are traveling because so much height, oxygen not available. Only rockets and satellites. Rockets and satellites are traveling in this layer. The last layer is called as exosphere. Last layer is called as exosphere. That exosphere is about as 400 kilometers of it. Here listen, the thermosphere is also called as ionosphere because of ions are there in this layer. It is called as ionosphere. So in this layer, while we are going up, automatically the temperature is also rapidly increase. The temperature rapidly increase. Last layer is called as exosphere. Very little information known about it because no man is reached here because very high, the difficult process is there. So no scientist known about this. Very little information only known about this exosphere. This is information of atmosphere. The word atmosphere is derived from a Greek word atmos. Atmos means vapor. So this is the information. The thermosphere again divided into three layers. That is the troposphere, stratosphere, and mesosphere. The height of 80 kilometers, 18 kilometers. It is the height of 80 to 50 kilometers. It is 50 to 80 kilometers. And the thermosphere, it is also called as the ionosphere, 80 to 400 kilometers of height. This is 400 kilometers of height. So these are the brief information about the atmosphere. Once again, the Earth, I'm going to rubbing off the blackboard. I'm rubbing off the blackboard. Okay. Listen, the Earth and its divisions. This is called as pressure belts. This is called as the pressure belts. Listen, the scientists divide the Earth into 7 important pressure belts. Why? Generally, on the Earth has no uniform temperature. The temperature is differ from place to place. For that only, the Earth was divided into the 7 important zones are there. Listen, generally, the water may flow from higher area to lower area. Like that, the air is also moved from higher pressure area to lower pressure areas. That is called as pressure belts. Listen, this is the Earth. This is called 0 degree latitude, is called as equator. Generally, on the map or globe, the some lines are drawn. That is called as some lines are drawn horizontally to the Earth, some are vertical to the Earth. These are called as the latitudes and the longitudes. Of course, latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines. Nobody draw exactly these kind of things. So this is called as equator. This is called as the equator. Above the equator, north, and below the equator, south. above the equator, north, and below the equator, south. So, why it is called equator? Yes, the equator is the imaginary line which has the axis, it divides the axis into two equal parts, so it is called as the equator. So, listen, this is called as the equatorial low pressure belt. It is called equatorial low pressure belt. The equatorial low pressure belt is called as a doldrums. This is. Next one, this is 30 degrees, 0 degrees. This is called as tropical high pressure belt. Tropical high pressure belt. This is called harsh latitudes. Listen, equator divide the earth into two equal parts, north and south. It is the northern hemisphere. This is the southern hemisphere. Again, one more belt is called tropical high pressure belt. This is called harsh latitude. And again, 60 degrees. This is a subpolar low pressure belt. Low pressure belt. And that means it will start from 0 degree, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. This is a polar high pressure belt. Polar pressure belt. Okay, again, the same as the bottom also, south also the same. This is 30 degrees. This is a subtropical high pressure belt. This is tropical high pressure belt and subpolar low pressure belt and subpolar high pressure belt and 90 degrees. This is called as polar high pressure belt. Okay. Once again, this is the shape of the earth. Already you learn in your 6th and 7th class, FES shape like that only. Listen, it is equator. Equator divided into two equal parts. That is called as a tropic. That is called as equatorial low pressure belt. It is called doldrums. Equatorial low pressure belt is called as doldrums. The second one is called as tropical high pressure belt. It is called as harsh latitudes, and this is third one is called as subpolar low pressure belt, and 90 degrees is called as polar high pressure belt. These are the division of get into different kinds of zones are there. Okay, this is. Yes, now we are going to discuss about winds. Now we are going to discuss about the wind. What is called wind? Wind is nothing but the air moving. The moving air is called as wind. The moving air is called as wind. Listen, we may learn about the different kinds of winds. The winds are mainly classified into once again, I'm sorry. The first of all, we must know about the climate and weather. Yes, generally, we may use the climate and weather is the same we think. Actually, a slight variation, the difference between the climate and the weather. What is the climate and what is the weather? Yes, the climate is nothing but the climate is a long duration, minimum 30 years of duration. Minimum 30 years of duration, and it may applicable to large area. So the climate is a minimum 30 years of duration. The many changes took place in this climate. What about the weather? Weather is only 10 days, small area, smaller area. Listen, how do you understand climate? Everybody likes a cricket play. I, you, and many other persons like very much cricket. Nowadays, it is one of the most important. Yes, when the cricket play was in progress, suddenly we may have today the match was cancelled. Why? Match was cancelled due to bad weather. At that time, we may disappoint. He never used the bad climate. Generally, the match reference says the match was stopped today due to bad weather. That means weather may change in minimum 10 days. Otherwise, within one day also the weather was changed. This is called weather. This is climate and weather. Once again, climate is nearly 30 years of duration. It is a larger area, and weather is only 10 days. Sometimes it will change within one day also. That is the difference between climate and weather. Any doubt? Understand, students? Are you concentrate on the lesson? Okay, be carefully concentrate. Not only this lesson and every lesson, you must concentrate. Okay, yes. Understand? This is the pressure belt. This is the difference between climate and weather. I explained you. Okay. Next one, wind. What is called wind? Wind means a moving air is called wind. Once again, a moving air is called wind. How many kinds of winds are there? How many kinds of winds are there? Yes, winds are mainly classified into three categories. That is called as planetary winds. A moving air is called as the wind. Winds are classified into three kinds or three categories. That is called as the planetary winds. Second one, seasonal winds. And third one, as cyclonic winds. Sorry. Third one, the local winds. Local winds. Listen, once again, the moving air is called wind. Winds are mainly classified into moving three categories. That is called as planetary winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. Okay? As tomorrow, okay. So these are the important categories of winds are there. So the winds are also played an important role because of these winds, the climatic conditions and weather is controlled. Because if there is these kind of winds, the temperature become a different, the conditions become a different. Okay, students, do you understand? I think I hope that you understand what I explained you so far. Okay, the lesson was not completed until this session. What I explained you, once again I can repeat. Be carefully listen. Okay, that means once again the there are four important layers are there. That is lithosphere. Litho means rock. Litho means rock. The word litho was derived from a Greek word is called as rock. Lithosphere means next one hydrosphere. The word hydrosphere is derived from a Greek word shuda. Shuda means water. That is what is important is comes under hydrosphere: oceans, seas, rivers, tanks, whatever it may be. Yes, all the water bodies are comes under this category called as hydrosphere. All the water bodies are comes under hydrosphere. That is called maybe oceans, maybe a seas, maybe a lake, and the tanks and the canals. Everything comes under water bodies only. These are called as a hydrosphere. Next one, the biosphere. These are one of the realm of the earth. Bio means life. So this one is also derived from a Greek word bios. Bios means life. All the living things comes under this category. That is called by you, may, animals, human beings, and the animals, trees and birds. All the living creatures are comes under biosphere only. Biosphere. So last one is called as atmosphere. Atmos is also derived from a Greek word is called as atmos. Atmos means vapor. Yes, that is why it is called in the atmosphere vapor is there. Do you know this is summer season? We may feel uncomfortable because the water vapor in the atmosphere. We feel some uncomfortable. This is called as atmosphere. So again, the atmosphere was broadly divided into two important categories or layers. That is called as homosphere and heterosphere. As I told you, the homosphere up to 90 kilometers of height. Heterosphere more than 90 kilometers of height. Yes, the homosphere is divided into three layers. That is called the troposphere and stratosphere and mesosphere. Once again, troposphere, stratosphere, and mesosphere. Troposphere is 80 to 80 kilometers of height. All the weather change took place in this layer only. This is called as the densest part of the atmosphere, like umbrella. How umbrella protects us from the sunlight. Now, troposphere is also protect us from sunlight and other harmful rays like UV rays, ultraviolet rays, and X-rays and radio waves. These are information. And again, second one is called as stratosphere. In the first layer, what I explained to you, do you know that while we are going up, this is mountain. Okay, the person A is here. While we are going up, for every 165 meters, 1 degree Celsius decrease. For every 1000 meters, 6 degrees will be decreased. So that means while we are going up in the atmosphere, for every 165 meters, 1 degree Celsius decrease. Because of the particular principle, the summer resorts are constructed or built in the top of the hills only. That's the main reason for that. Over. So that is the main reason is there. So this is called as atmosphere. All the things are changes. Secondly, it is called as stratosphere. Yes, there is no clouds above the stratosphere. Aeroplanes and helicopters may travel in this second layer only. Helicopters and Aeroplanes travel in this second layer only. Yes, third one is called as mesosphere. Mesosphere is also one of the most important layers. The meteorites are there. It will fall from the clouds. While it's reach the earth, automatically a bomb in the middle of the earth. It may not be there. It is called in Telugu language. It is called as a pulpalu. That's flower.